everyone. Pulled out the package of locks that I got from Leon's Lockpad here. And still got several locks to go before we finish up his pile. I've got this scope with a real interesting key. Never picked a scope before, so let's give it a trot. And you know what? If I fly through it, I might pick another one of these. But there's our key bitting. Pretty decent bitting. I've got a high one right here, but right behind a low one in the front. So not terrible. But it does have a bunch of low ones in the back. And it makes picking the back of the lock just a little bit easier. So what I'm going to use here, I'm going to use a 30 thousandths pry bar. This is a Yale style keyway, but I wouldn't quite call this one a Y1. It's a little bit wider, and this center warding here is not quite as pronounced, as you can see. I can actually pretty much go all the way through it with a 20 thousandths pick. It's just a 20 thousandths, short hook from Sparrows. So nothing real fancy on the pick. Nothing on 1, nothing on 2, nothing on 3, nothing on 4. 5 is binding. You got to click from 5. 3 is binding. Okay, got to click from 3. 1 is binding. Okay, got to click from 1. 2 is binding. Got to click from 2, and that opened this up. Okay, so definitely just a stock lock. So not really going to gut that one. That one's going to turn into a challenge lock at a future date, probably. So let's just adjust my camera and let's pull out another one. Let's take a look at this Yale. If you guys pay attention to my channels at all, or my channel at all, when I'm talking about Yale locks, Yales are kind of my kryptonite. They are very tough keyways, and they are highly paracentric. They kind of rob you of a lot of working space by putting this deep piece of warding here right in the middle. But sometimes I just go in and I'll go in at an angle to see if I can find any binders right away. And I found a binder right there on the back on pin 5. And pin 1's binding. Okay, click from pin 1. Pin 2 is bound, but it's not wanting to move. Similar story with pin 3, but I touched pin 3 and it put me into a false set. So now, we're definitely working with spools here. Okay, got counter rotation on 2. Okay. Nothing on 3. Okay, counter rotation on 5. And there, we're open. Well, since that one has spools, we'll go ahead and gut that one and take a look and see what's inside. Let me scoot his little box of keys out of the way here. Definitely not as difficult as the evil Yale that Apache Lockport sent me, but, definitely fun nonetheless. Okay, so this one has your standard bendable clip on it. And I don't have a key, so I want to be careful with this. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to rotate that bendable clip to that position. I can stick my pliers in there and just pull it right out. Yeah. Pull them out just a little bit further here. There we go. Okay, no need to shim this one, as I didn't detect any security pins, but I do need to rotate this back end. There's a cutout right here on top. I need to rotate it to about right there. Okay, it is a 5-pin lock, regardless what the top tells you. And actually, you know what? This is not stock, guys. This actually has threading in it. So, I didn't think this Yale was actually a challenge lock. But it's got threaded chambers and homemade pins. So, Leon's Lockpad, let me know if you made this or not. It wasn't marked as a challenge lock. Definitely didn't have a key for it. But after I got that dumped out, take a look inside here, and you see threads on chambers 2 and 4. And let's look at the top. Okay, you got a standard in 1 with a copper spring, a spool in 2, which we definitely saw that spool, with another copper spring just like the other one. Okay, got a standard. That one's got a copper spring in it. Okay, let's flip this around. Look at the back of the lock. Five is a standard. And 6 is another spool. Okay, and all the springs are the same. Alright, so Leon's Lockpad, let me know if you did modify this one or if you know who did. But it has some slight modifications in it. All the pins upstairs are factory, but they are standard with a factory spool, standard, a factory spool, and a standard. Yep, the spools were in the chambers that were threaded on the core. Chamber 2 has a homemade serrated key pin, and chamber 4 has a homemade spooled key pin. So, kind of interesting. Not terribly difficult to pick, but it's always a nice surprise to find security pins in one that you didn't think had any. So, always good times to be had. Leon's Lockpad, thank you very much. I appreciate all the locks you sent. And I hope that everyone that's watching this will go over to your channel and check out everything that you do. So everyone, please like, comment, and subscribe. And like I said, please go give Leon's Lockpad a shot. Have a good one.